Babes, we know you already speak with confidence and grace, but let's be real. Some everyday words just aren't common practice in upper-class settings. Saying hey when you walk into a room isn't a crime, obviously, but it's not exactly polished either. And the same goes for a bunch of words we all use every single day without even thinking about it. Thing is, we're aiming to come across as thoughtful, intentional, and elegant. So today we're looking at 10 common words the upper class usually avoids. Not because they're wrong or cringy, but because there are smoother, more refined ways to say the same thing, just with a little extra finesse. 1. Cheap. Okay, let's start with one that's deceptively dangerous, cheap. Now, unless you're talking about a sketchy phone charger that might explode, skip the word cheap. It's not that it's offensive, it just carries the wrong vibe. Cheap often sounds like low quality or poor taste, even if that's not what you mean. It's like saying, I bought a cheap dress, when what you really mean is, I found a gorgeous dress at a great price. See the difference? One sounds like it might fall apart in the wash. The other sounds like you have great taste and financial wisdom. Instead of cheap, try words like inexpensive, affordable, or reasonably priced. They still show you care about value, but with a bit more elegance and intention. Number 2, good. When someone asks, how are you, and you reply with good, technically that's fine. But let's be honest, you can do better. Good isn't wrong, it's just kind of the white bread of answers. Bland, forgettable, and completely unseasoned. It doesn't say much, it doesn't spark connection, and it definitely doesn't reflect any real thought or feeling. The upper class often opts for something a bit more considered. Think, very well, thank you, or quite nice, actually. And if you know the person, something like, it's been a full week, but I'm feeling great now, adds warmth and depth. 3. Yeah. Yeah. The casual cousin of yes that never quite got its life together. It's easy, it's familiar, and it slips out of our mouths hundreds of times a day without a second thought. But in more refined or professional settings, yeah can come across as careless or even a little dismissive. Instead, go for a clean, confident yes. Bonus points if you add the person's name, like yes, Olivia. It adds warmth and intention and makes you instantly sound more composed. Plus, when you say yeah to everything, it can make you seem like you're agreeing just to move things along, rather than actually engaging. And we're aiming for intentional over automatic. 4. Rich. Okay, this one might surprise you. Rich. People from the upper class rarely refer to themselves or others as rich. Not because they're allergic to money, obviously, but because the word itself feels loud, showy, and a little bit, well, tacky. It's not just about modesty, it's about discretion. In many refined circles, wealth isn't something to be announced, it's something to be implied. You'll hear words like well-off, comfortable, or fortunate. These terms acknowledge privilege without waving it around like a gold-plated flag. And honestly, the truly wealthy usually don't feel the need to point it out. Talking about money openly can come off as insecure, try hard, or even tone-deaf, especially in mixed company. 5. Stuff. Stuff is the junk drawer of the English language. It holds everything and honestly means nothing. It's one of those words we all use constantly. I've got so much stuff to do. Can you move your stuff? Because it's easy. But that's also the problem. It's vague, messy, and gives zero useful information. Instead of I have a lot of stuff to do, say I have a few things to take care of. Or be even more specific. I'm finishing some errands this afternoon. It's clearer, calmer, and gives people a better sense of what you actually mean. The goal isn't to sound robotic, it's to sound composed. 6. Hate. This one's spicy. Hate. We've all said it. I hate waiting. I hate this weather. I hate group chats. And let's be real, sometimes you really do feel that strongly. But the word hate is so intense, it kind of scorches the whole sentence. Refined speakers tend to soften that emotional blow. Instead of I hate, try something like I'm not a fan of. Or I find it a bit unpleasant. It still gets the message across, but with a little more grace. There's a time and place for passion, of course. But in everyday conversation, hate can come off as dramatic, overly negative, or even juvenile. 7. He or she. Here's one that kind of flies under the radar. Referring to people as just he or she in formal or group settings without mentioning their name. Saying something like, "He said that's fine," might seem totally normal, but it can actually come across as vague, impersonal, or even a little dismissive, especially if the listener doesn't know who he is. It also risks sounding like you're talking about someone, rather than including them in the conversation. Instead, try saying, "James said that's fine," or "Anna mentioned she's joining us later." It's a small shift, but it really changes the tone completely. Using someone's name adds clarity, a touch of respect, and shows that you're present and intentional with your words. Number 8, hey. Hey, as my mother used to say, is what horses eat, not how you greet someone. Sure, it's casual and friendly, but in more refined or formal settings, it can come off as a bit lazy or abrupt. It's got this unpolished, almost teenage energy to it. Great if you're texting your best friend, but, less ideal if you're meeting someone at a work event or dinner party. Instead, go for hello or a friendly hi and mention someone's name, especially if you're greeting someone one-on-one. It instantly sets a warmer, more respectful tone. You're showing the other person that you're present, polite, and not about to ask them to help you move a couch. 9, whatever. A few words scream apathy louder than whatever. It's the verbal equivalent of a shrug, or honestly worse, an eye roll. When you say whatever, it often sounds like you've emotionally checked out, or like you're just too indifferent to care. And even if you do genuinely not mind, it doesn't exactly invite connection or keep the vibe warm. So instead of whatever, try, "That's fine. I'm happy with either," or "I don't mind, you choose." These options still keep things relaxed, but they're softer, more collaborative, and way more pleasant to hear. Because here's the truth. Saying whatever when someone asks where to eat doesn't make you sound chill, it makes you sound checked out. 10, nice. Last but not least, nice. The universal backup word. It's safe, easy, and works in almost any situation, which is exactly why it's also, incredibly bland. It doesn't tell you what was nice or why it was nice. It's like describing a 5-star meal as edible. Technically true, but come on, give it some flavor. Instead of defaulting to nice, try something with more personality and intention. Depending on the context, you could say charming, lovely, delightful, elegant, or even well done. So rather than, "That's a nice dress," try, "That's such an elegant choice." It sounds like you put thought into it, like you actually noticed the detail, the vibe, the intention behind it. Look, no one's perfect. We all say stuff, yeah, and hate without thinking. This video isn't about shame, it's about intention, because you don't need to be born into the upper class to carry yourself with class. Small language shifts can make a big difference. Sometimes it's all in the details. If you've made it this far, you're clearly into leveling up how you express yourself, and I'm here for it. So hey, if you enjoyed this video, tap the like button and subscribe for more. We're building a community of people who care about growth, but in a chill, stylish way. See you in the next one, darling.